Hey, how's it going, everybody? Scott Spreitzer here. He's Doug Upstone. We are DocSports.com. We're talking a little baseball on today's report, and we're looking at the NL Central weekend series between the Brewers and the Cubs from Wrigley. Brewers off to a great start. That series in San Diego, Doug, impressive to say the least. I even had a first five play on them with Corbin Burns on the mound in that one particular game, and he got the job done. We can talk a little bit more about him a little later, but the Brew Crew, 11-7 heading into Friday. They've got a plus 24 run differential thus far. And Doug, listen, neither one of these teams was expected to do too much this season. Brewers wins total was about 82 and a half, Cubs a little bit below that. Are you a Brewer believer with this fast start?
Well, with their pitching, I don't see how you can't be. I mean, they can, roll out, three really good starters, at least how they pitched thus far. So I think you have to go along with that. And they're coming into Wrigley Field. They're 7-2 on the road right now, Scott, to start the season. And crazy as this is, what is it? We still got basically a week to go in April. And this is the third series already between these teams, of which the Brewers won both, and they're 4-2. Now, as you mentioned, Brewers pitching was dominating, and you had that one right. They gave up 3 runs, which is just nuts. But the Cubs have started to hit finally, at least some in their last 4 games. They scored 36 runs after tallying 34 runs in their first 13 games. Now, this is for those of us that are a little older. Both teams hitting is repulsive, and in fact, their batting averages are just over 200, which brings up the term Mendoza line. And for those that don't know what that means, that is a batting average of around 200. And there was a player named Mario Mendoza who was named after because he was a good fielder, couldn't hit a lick. Okay.
Oh, he was the best 200 hitter ever.
I'm sorry.
I said he was the best 200 hitter ever. What are you talking about?
Exactly right. He got something named after him. So how can you beat that? So no. But in this one, I actually like the Brewers, despite what you see some of the pictures in the background with Cub stuff on it. I think the Brewers are the better play because of their superior pitching in this one. However, in game 1, though, Scott, I'm going to go with Kyle Hendricks, who is the alleged starter, at least for the Cubs. And the reason that I'm going to go with him, not only because of him, but the Cubs are 4-0 against left-handed starters so far this season, and they're going to face a former teammate in Port Sider, Brett Anderson. So I think I'm going to take the Cubs in this one, and also consider the under with these two teams is 14-4 at Wrigley Field. What do you think, Scott?
I'm basically echoing everything you said. I mean, both teams struggling in the offensive metrics season long. Now, you mentioned, and you're right about the Cubs. Or the metrics I care about the most, and again, this is season long, outside of outscoring the opposition, what the Brewers have done, they and the Cubs are near the bottom of the league in the metrics I care about the most, which are weighted runs created plus and WOBA. Now, I'm not married to those numbers right now because it's early in the season, and maybe it's taking the Cubs a little bit of time to get it right at the plate. The edge for the series belongs to Milwaukee, and I'm talking about the series, is pitching. They own the second best team ERA in Major League Baseball, and they're 5th in XFIP. And of course, XFIP is basically telling you whether or not a pitcher is lucky or unlucky. And in this case, their ERA is basically right in line with their XFIP. Now, the Cubs struggling in both categories as far as pitching is concerned. The good thing for Chicago this weekend, Doug, they don't have to face Corbin Burns. I mean, he's been unfreaking believable. 40 strikeouts and no walks so far this season. As you mentioned, it's Anderson and Hendricks in all likelihood on Friday, Peralta and Alzolay on Saturday, Woodruff and Arrieta on Sunday. Cubs are struggling against righties. They're pounding southpaws. We are in agreement. In this opening game of the series on Friday, facing a lefty in Anderson, I have to side with the Chicago Cubs. And then after that, I'm going to look at it a little bit because I might go with the Brewers the final 2 days, at least in one of those games. But on Friday, I'm with you on the Chicago Cubs.
All right, that sounds great, Scott. I think we're good to go. Let's go that direction. Make it all.
And I wanted to tell everybody, by the way, don't forget about that free $60 account at DocSports.com. If you're not yet a member, you click on that link below the video. You get yourself set up for a free $60 account. You can use that on any of Doug's daily packages, any of mine, or anybody else on the roster at DocSports.com. It is as simple as that. So, hey, check out all the baseball videos all weekend long from all the guys at DocSports.com. For Doug Upstone, I'm Scott Spreitzer. We are DocSports.com.